Welcome back, ARK players, to a brand new video. Now today we are back to talk about the future of ARK. Now the reason why I wanted to do this video is because I saw the comments on my last video and there was obviously a lot more positivity. A few people saying, Dom, you need to cheer up a little bit. And I'm basically, you know, I've had some time to think about things and talk about things, share my honest opinion over the last couple of days since this launched. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. Also, sorry there was no upload yesterday. I've literally been smashing out a video every single day. I can't even remember the last time I missed an upload. And I just literally felt a little bit run down yesterday. And I was like, you know what? Even though it's the hardest thing to do in the world, I'm going to take a tiny day break. And I hate it. I just couldn't even think of anything else today until I recorded again. But if you guys do enjoy today's video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And always, as always, come and join us in the LoadedCrysis cluster. We're about to hit 4,500 members in the LoadedCrysis cluster, and obviously now we're still gonna have all the maps coming and stuff. The link is in the description down below. Come and join our servers, and let's get into the next part. Okay, so we're back, and pretty much what we're going to be doing is we are going to go through the Community Crunch 451, but it's going to be in a bit of a different way because we're going to be covering topics that I saw in my comment section, that I saw other ARK YouTubers talking about, and pretty much summarize it. So the first thing I wanted to mention was the communication. One of the things that Studio Wildcard told us when we were going to be moving over to ARK Survival Ascended was the better communication from the team compared to how it used to be in ARK Survival Evolved. They started with pretty good communication, but over time it really dried up and it got to a point where we were actually getting no communication and it got really bad. This kind of communication on what's going on in the background and the reasoning behind things is huge because, like, you know, in the past, sometimes Wildcard just say, we're having some troubles, we're now delaying it to this. And they with no explanation. And in this community crunch, they finally put everything together with some final thoughts. And I'm really glad they're doing that. And we want to see that moving forward more. Not just this once time, we want to see it in as many crunches as possible. I know it takes more time and it takes up more resources from the team, but just being able to get some time for one of the team to basically put in a bit of a summary of what's going on, the community would seriously, and I know not all the time there's going to be things that you can share, so we get that, but just a little bit more of this is what we need. Now, it's not all positive stuff. I'm not literally just coming onto this video to be like, Wildcard, I was wrong about you. Like, there's still some other bits. So, the delays. For me, the delays are still unacceptable. I'm going to stand by that point personally because I do believe that, you know, they're always giving us dates, they give us roadmaps to look forward to, and it does kind of feel like when you're given a date, if you're in the ARK community, that there's no point even looking at that being the date because I would say it's a 50-50 or maybe even less. Sometimes it's if they say this map's coming out this time, it's a 50-50 whether it's actually going to happen. So there's a chance, but I think you would always expect a delay, and this is the biggest delay. Now, I'm personally happy with Ragnarok being delayed. I would obviously, of course, I've been craving to play this map so much, but it's being built in Unreal Engine 5.5, and this is what they say here. So they say Ragnarok Ascended. Speaking on Ragnarok, we've got an update on that too. As this map is being developed specifically in the 5.5 version of the engine, we're not able to release it until the 5.5 upgrade itself is live. Also, Ragnarok's progress has been impacted by the upgrade itself, which means that it's taking a little longer than it's expected to release, and we've locked into a June 2nd launch date. We recognise that this is disappointing as we know how beloved this map is, and we're going to do our best to ensure that it meets your expectations when it releases. We're also fortunate and thrilled to be working with the original creators of the map who recently rejoined the studio to help us get it out on June 2nd, ride or die. So, again, going back to that point, the delays are just getting ridiculous, and I mean, when I say they're just getting ridiculous, it's not just. It's just been going on and on and on, and I'm not saying that Wildcard deserve any praise, but the praise that they're getting from me is that finally we're getting this communication. And in the past, Wildcard may have released a map they may have just said, right, we're going to give you Ragnarok, but we're going to have to delay the Unreal Engine 5.5, which is what happened before. Whereas this time around, they're like, we want this to be the perfect version of Ragnarok possible, so we're not actually going to give it to you until this Unreal Engine 5.5 has happened. So I'm really happy about that. So I did see a lot of ARK YouTubers in the community and other creators saying that, you know, this is good news that Wildcard are doing this, like ARK cooked, all of that kind of stuff. And I agree with other creators on a certain level. I really do. But I do have to say that I'm not going to be giving so much praise when this is only step one of a good change. They released a massive patch. We're coming back to the crunch in a second. They released a massive patch for all platforms the other day, and a lot of people have been saying they've also given more free content in Bob's Tall Tales Wasteland, but they also did a huge patch, which is actually, I know there's still people having problems, but I've actually never seen such positive response from a patch before. So yes, if you were to ask the question, have Wildcard cooked? They have. But the biggest thing is this is only one major time in a long time. And again, I'm not being negative, Dom. I'm being positive, Dom, because I'm so happy with all of this. Like, you know, we now know exactly what's going on, the reasons behind it. We got an awesome patch. Really happy about it, and I can't wait for more. But all I'm going to say is they need to prove that they're going to do this again. And that's all I'm going to say on the point. I'll read through to you guys now what's going on with Unreal Engine 5.5 if you haven't seen it. So we'll dive in with that now. Okay, so UE 5.5 upgrade. So the biggest projects we're working on at the moment is the engine upgrade to Unreal 5.5. There is a massive undertaking by the team, and it is taking longer than we anticipated. It's still our highest priority internally. Basically, all of the core all of the core engineering resources at the company are focused on this, and we're targeting a launch somewhere between April 15th and May 15th. We're primarily still working on eliminating bugs that have occurred as a result of the upgrade on already existing content. So the reason again is why I don't mind about, you know, Ragnarok being delayed is because one thing I've said massively is I want performance of the game to be better, right? That's what we want. So waiting that little bit longer for a map, if it's going to mean that the game is going to be in a better state, I'm all for it. But April 15th, May 15th is again, a fair delay. I mean, when I think about it today, it is the 30th of March. So if it is in April, it's not too far away. But it could also be a lot longer. It could, most of the time, Wildcard normally push it as much as they really can. It would be a nice surprise if, I don't want them to rush it, but it would be a nice surprise if they could get it properly finished and make sure maybe a little bit earlier than the 15th of May. You know, it would be nice. Again, let me just say, I'm not rushing it. I'm just saying it would be nice to see. The patch that rolls out the upgrade will provide immediate benefits to performance, namely around rendering, load times, and will also be structuring the game packages so that maps other than the island become optional downloads, significantly reducing the size of the base game installation. Again, huge stuff. You know, it's going to make help performance, rendering, load times, and then obviously you don't have to, apart from the island, you can uninstall after this update any other map that you want. So let's say you finish a map and you're like, right, I need to save some space on my PC or my console. You'll be able to do that, which I think is massive. I don't know why that wasn't in the game from earlier on. I guess there wasn't even that many maps anyway, was there? We'll be using the new tools available from the engine to improve our pipelines and workflow, which should result in higher quality product. This will primarily be noticed on releases such as Ragnarok, which is currently being developed in Unreal Engine 5.5 of the engine, Valguero and Lost Colony, and in the future we hope that you'll be able to find some time to go back and take some of the new rendering systems from UE5 to make further improvements to the already released maps and content. So they're going to be able to go back to some of those maps. Okay, that's good. That's good. I'm being a bit more positive this time round because the first time round I literally read through it and I think I just felt frustrated, you know, like, because I knew a delay was happening, but I guess there is a lot of good news in this. Now, this was also big news that a lot of us have been worried about. So additionally, we know there are concerns about modders when the upgrade happens and what this might do to the mods. We're going to do our best to eliminate as many crashes as we can, and of course resolve issues which will occur as we resolve them ourselves that impact mods. We intend to make sure that every premium mod is functioning for release, along with sampling some of the most popular free mods. And I think that's very, very, very important. Not just the premium mods, not just the ones people pay money for. I understand that the reason why, because people were paid money for it. But the big, most ultimately free mods need to be sorted. And I don't want them just to do 3 free mods. They need to make sure that these mods are sorted out, because unfortunately what that does mean, if you are on a cluster, if you're on your own server, if you're on your single player, whatever mods don't get sorted out by wildcard on launch, that will mean that you will have to remove them to be able to play. So if you are on the LoadedCrysis cluster, it doesn't matter what cluster you're on, whatever mods there are that haven't been sorted out and ready for this update will have to be removed for the time being. So I will find out, and I'll hopefully be able to talk to a little bit more, maybe to Nitrado or something, and find out what mods are being worked on. Maybe they can give us some more information too, and then just maybe could get a heads up before this happens to ensure I know which ones will need to go, and then come back at a later date. So for future upgrades, we're going to try and see if this can be done without recooking mods. In this particular case, material system underwent such an overhaul from 5.1 to 5.5 that using the old pre-compiled cooked shaders was not an option. We won't be doing full engine upgrades more than once per year, especially as we're able to pull in smaller critical changes as necessary, and even on the larger updates, we believe that in the future it will be possible to use previously cooked mods by adding specifically coded loading logic for the old content. That pretty much sums up where we are with UE 5.5. That's more we could talk about, as well as some of the particular features we're excited about, and we'll leave that out for now. So, there's going to be a mini excellent adventure happening in April. It's not going to be that big. And then they say final thoughts. Beyond these, the team is still hard at work delivering the additional maps for the rest of the year. More bug and balance and quality of life fixes. You should have seen a number of those in yesterday's patch. And of course, ASA's first canonical expansion pack, ARK Lost Colony. Thank you for all your support and patience as we work to bring you ARK Survival Ascended to new heights. So, yeah, that's pretty much everything that I'm going to cover in today's video. Again, I'm going to be I've been completely honest, as I always am in my videos. I'm very happy with the communication. I'm really looking forward to all the new stuff coming, and I'm glad that Ragnarok has been delayed and they haven't forced an unfinished Unreal Engine just 5, not 5.5 version of Ragnarok out, and it will be full of bugs and issues. Now that they've said all of this, they need to. I'm not gonna go ahead and give them, again, as I said, all the praise straight away. I'm not gonna do that, because I'm not gonna be one of those YouTubers that says all of these issues and complains about these issues, and then as soon as they say one thing, I'm not gonna go on and just be like, oh wow, straight away, like look what they've done. It's important that as a creator I try and stay transparent with the community, and also remember that they've said things in the past, and I just have to be very, very, very careful that I'm not just constantly going, oh, I'm annoyed with the game. Oh, they're doing well. Oh, I'm annoyed. Oh, well, do you know what I mean? I'm just trying to be a little bit more transparent rather than just saying, wow, wild card, great job. And they do deserve a pat on the back sometimes, but I'm just trying to make sure that I don't contradict myself, that kind of stuff, because that can easily happen as a content creator. But anyway, thank you very, very much for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, smash that like button and come and join us in the LoadedCrysis cluster. Link to our servers is in the Discord down below. I'll catch you guys in my next video.